Hello guys, welcome to this video lesson. You will learn how to rectify shear failure in a steel industrial warehouse subjected to massive 25 tons crane loads using ProtaStructure version 2026 and specialized loading data from CraneSoft. I will show you the exact workflow to move from failed to pass. We will also analyze why standard sections often failed under heavy gantry cranes actions and how to optimize them successfully in this video. So why standard sections failed under heavy gantry crane action? Standard steel section like universal beam or I sections are typically optimized for static distributed gravity loads. Gantry crane, however, introduce a unique set of aggressive forces that standard sections are not inherently thick enough to actually handle. This is the first time you have come across our channel, Soft Freezing Academy. Consider subscribing, like the video, and stick to this video to the very end so you benefit in all the knowledge that this video have. So, if you have not watched the video where I model this industrial steel warehouse, you can check the video on our channel and also watch the video where I actually carry out all the necessary load on this industrial steel warehouse successfully. So let's dive into today's video lesson. So today we are going to be loading the gantry beams with 25 tons crane capacity. All right, and then we carry out the analysis. So let's first confirm the load that is on this roofed successfully, which was the load we actually applied in the last video. Okay, so now I will navigate, having my green lines on the last level, and navigate to the load editor right here. So you can see over here I have the G load, which is the dead load, and then if I select and choose to the live load, so all of the load has been applied on the pulleys, okay, which are the those roofing sheet load. So we wouldn't bother about loading this again. Click on the OK option. All right, so now for the wing load, it was also applied in the last presentation. So if I click on the wing load provisions right here, and then in the wing load window I expand this ST1, you can see that I have in FX kilonewton 126.6, and then other value are also there in the Y direction, which is the wing in the X, and then the wing in the Y. You can see from here is being applied successfully, which I actually did that in the last presentations. Okay, so in today's presentations we are going to be analyzing and extracting the loading data from CraneSoft. So let us navigate to CraneSoft, having known that the spans of our gantry beams are 5 meters. Okay, so we navigate to the CraneSoft. Okay, so here is CraneSoft. So we first of all feed in the gantry beam spans from here to be 5 meters. So I feed in 5 meters right here, and I click in this provisions of crane capacity in tons. All right, so I click in this drop down menu. We are going to be loading 25 tons crane right here. So all of the factors is being applied successfully, and then we have 79.46 kilonewton per meter as a uniformly distributed load to be applied on the gantry beams successfully. So we are going to be taking this load all the way to ProtaStructure. So 79.46 is the load. So let's navigate to ProtaStructure, and then we move the green lines to ST1 right here, after which we navigate to the load editor. So in this load editor, you just have to click on the full uniform load options, and then we are applying this load on this gantry beam as a dead load. So the load value is going to be 74. Let's navigate there. There's 79.46 rather. 79.46. Click on that, and then over here you type 79.46 right here. Okay, so it is a G load, so just select on the gantry beams to have it applied successfully, just like this. and then select as well on these other gantry beams. Okay, so having applied it successfully, we need to also apply a live load. Okay, so for a live load, we just have it to be just 1.2 kilonewton per meter. All right, due to activities that may be taking place during the installation and maintenance, we have to apply a live load. Okay, so now activate the load again. This is 1.2 right there, and we have it applied successfully, just like this. All right, so having applied it, just click on the OK options from here. So we have successfully loaded the gantry beams. I will save this model now, and then I will get back to check if the load are still there. Okay, so this is the G load, and this is the Q load on the gantry beam successfully. Click on OK again. We will carry out the analysis. So for the analysis, we go to the analysis, and then we have to check if there's a previous analysis. Okay, there was a previous analysis on this model, so I will have to get rid of this and then close this provision before you now have to proceed to carry out the new analysis. So we are considering the steel grade for the steel columns to be X275. So this is based on Eurocode. All right, so all of this data we will leave them at default. Okay, and then proceed to the analysis. You can check the model to see if there's a modeling error. We have no error, so close that and click on building analysis from here. Then we proceed. We need to check to design the pedestal columns and then the steel members right there. Click on the building analysis. We give the software some seconds to carry out the analysis and as well design all of the steel members successfully. All right, so the analysis is completed successfully. I'll click on close from here. So let's check the members that has been designed. So we navigate to review options and then click on the design statute. So you can see that the major steel stanchions that are at the critical positions to the load from the gantry beam has actually fed. All right, so we will have to check these members to know why they failed. All right, so even the column bracket also failed because of the 25 tons crane load applied successfully. All right, so I will select on the, let me look at the most critical column, which is this one at this center. I'll select that and then I get to the steel member design options. So here we go. We have the check for combined forces for this particular members has failed. Okay, and I can also look at this particular member. I'll select that to see what actually failed. Also check for combined forces. Okay, let's look at the gantry beam itself. Okay, so here is check for combined forces as well. I've also failed successfully. So let us look at the brackets. We just want to know the failure mode. Okay, here there's a shear. There's a shear failure here. You can see. So 1.269 is greater than or equals to, is greater than 1.0. So that is failed. All right. So we start to carry out the optimizations of one or two of these members so as to overcome the shear failure successfully. So I will start from here and I will click in these provisions, and then majorly this is failed by combined forces, so we can't just proceed to increase the or change the sections through these provisions, or before then you have to recheck again. Click on this check. All right, so the design will be rechecked again. So I click right here and then the HEF sections 260 was used, so I can proceed. Try 400. So far 400 has passed. but that is not economical. I'll try 300. 300 has passed, but it's almost at the verge of failure, so we wouldn't want to use that. We use 340. All right, so 340 is best, all right, for this design. Okay, so I hit on the OK option, so you can see this as shown green, meaning we are going to be using these sections all through, all right, because this is the most critical member. So let's look at this center gantry beams, see how to optimize it. I'll select that. Okay, so for the gantry beam, the original section is IPE 330, so we click on the change options and then go to the sections database. So we are going to be trying 450. Okay, 450. This is 1 point up to 0.155 failure. So we have to change the sections again. Over here we use 500. Let's try. All right, so 500 is good. So IPE 500 sections will be used for the gantry beam to actually support 25 tons crane. All right, so here we go. So you can see the differences between the original sections and the new sections that we have actually selected. Okay, let's work on one of these brackets. So I will select this bracket and then navigate to the steel member design. Okay, so the bracket is also fed by shear and as well combined forces. So let's try to use the sections IPE 500 that we actually used for the gantry beams. So I think that is good enough. All right, that is good enough. Click on the OK options. So now you see we are going to be changing all of these sections successfully to the ones that we have optimized, so they will maintain the same uniform sections across the warehouse. All right, so now I'll just click on this and then I proceed to change sections. IPE will go by 500. Click on OK. So you have to optimize them individually. You cannot optimize two at once, except you want to nullify the analysis. All right, so let's optimize this gantry beams. Okay, this is a gantry beam, so this is IPE 500. All right, we also optimize this. $500 as well, and then click on the OK options. So we are having deflection issue here. You can see we are having deflection issue here. Click on the OK option for now, and you can see that this beam failed even as we increase the section because it was having deflection issues. All right, so let's proceed to look at this gantry beam. All right, we'll change the sections. IPE 500. This is also failed because of the very deep deflections due to the applied load. Okay, so now the advice here is that when you are running a project of this nature, you should not depend on just one structural software like ProtaStructure. You should also check the model using Start Pro and as well as SAP 2000 to actually compare the steel section selected successfully, just as this particular gantry beams some of it are failing and some have actually passed the design. Okay, so you can see that this is a standard beam sections, universal beam section or I sections. Okay, so the thickness are quite very tinier. They are not enough to actually handle the 25 tons crane load successfully. But if you change the section from I sections to maybe H section, all right, or universal column, you notice that this will be able to withstand the load successfully. So that is another options that you can use to rectify this, but you just have to ensure that you check, recheck or double check the design using other software for you to be sure of the sections, so you will not under design the sections or over design the sections. All right, so now we select on this. I want to be changing these sections to any another sections like H section or universal column sections. So I'll select on that and come to change sections right here. So instead of IPE right here, I will be using another section that is more thicker than IPA section. So I can choose H. So you can see H section. How thick it is, but this is quite very expensive. You understand? That is why you have to first of all design with I sections or universal beam section. All right, because that is not expensive as this H section right here. Okay, so if I use this 400 and then 237 right here to try this, I just click on select right here and then click on the I click on the OK options right here. So now I have to go straight away to check the deflection. You can see that deflections has actually passed because the thickness of these particular sections is quite high. All right, it's quite thicker than the I section thickness. Okay, so you see now everything has passed it. Even the combined forces, the U ratio have actually reduced drastically. So you can see from here, I can click on check design right here and click on the OK options. All right, now if I select right here, I can see this have actually changed green. All right, so that means if you are going by this particular sections to be a gantry beam section, it simply means the bracket also have to be changed to these sections. All right, and then every other gantry beams, the brackets to the columns, we have to change them successfully. So you can see how we have successfully rectified the critical shear failure that we experienced based on the 25 tons crane load applied in this industrial steel warehouse successfully. All right, so I believe that you have learned one or two things in this video. Do not forget to like. Do not also forget to share the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. All right, I'll bring to you another video that will explain how to run the connections. Okay, for a steel warehouse like this. So subscribe and stay connected. And then I will see you in the next presentations. Stay safe and bye for now.